Let's go to SNP spokesperson in the north with Stuart C McDonald. Stuart C.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The repurposing of disused army barracks to house asylum seekers is proving a disaster and a disgrace. And what is worse, the leaked impact assessment shows this dreadful policy was justified by wild notions that proper support and accommodation could undermine public confidence in the asylum system. In short, the Home Office was pandering to gutter politics. So will the Home Office apologise for suggesting people in the UK oppose decent support and care for asylum seekers and close these barracks urgently?
Well, there is no apology due. As I just said, these barrack accommodation units were previously used by the brave men and women of our armed services. They were good enough for the armed services, and they are certainly more than good enough for people who have arrived in this country seeking asylum. We fully comply with all of the relevant guidelines. In response to his question about this country's stance towards asylum seekers, we are now spending, getting on for £1 billion a year, accommodating asylum seekers, a record that I think stands comparison to any country in Europe, indeed any country around the world. So there is no apology due, and certainly none will be made.
Right. Let's have the second question from Stuart C McDonald.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The sad fact is that this policy is undermining the UK's reputation as a welcoming place. But what's almost as bad as the impact assessment are these Home Office claims that people who criticise use of the barracks are insulting our armed forces. Because, Mr Speaker, it's the Home Office that insults our soldiers by using them as cover for these disgraceful policies. Former senior military legal advisor Lieutenant Mercer has agreed that it is wholly inappropriate to house asylum seekers in disused army barracks. This treatment is nothing more than naked hostility to very vulnerable people. So he won't listen to me. Will he listen to Lieutenant Colonel Mercer, a host of respected medical organisations, and close these barracks quickly?
Tell the honourable gentleman what would make closure of these barracks a lot easier if we had more councils in Scotland, other than only Glasgow, who would accept dispersed accommodation. It's that sort of thing which puts pressure on our accommodation estate. Thanks to the generosity of our approach, the number of people we're accommodating has gone up from 48,000 to 61,000 during the pandemic, because we have taken a thoughtful and protective approach. That's the right thing to do, and we stand by it.